What's up, my dudes? We got the Spencer Turley compound finally, bro. Oh my God, man. I've been wanting to do this forever right here. And just letting you know, we got Donut on the team. We got Skooty Puff Jr. on the team. Okay. We got some motherfucking big hogs, big dogs, all 2020 long. You know what I'm talking about, dude? So that's what we got going on here. It's big hog season. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this thing going, bro. Go on now. Like, dude, we just made the fucking biggest MX Simulator mecha team there ever has been. Me, Donut, Skooty Puff Jr., are you kidding me, bro? This is the start right here. This is just the start, all right? Just letting you guys know, still doing team tryouts, still letting people on the team. All you got to do is go send me a DM on Instagram at Spencer Turley, no space and no capital letters, and I will send you an invite to the Discord and get you in the team tryout role. And all you got to do is show up, come hang out with us when we go and ride, and then you can get on the team that way. So yeah, still accepting team invite or team applications and all that kind of stuff. Still sending out team invites, stuff like that. Still building up this whole thing, right? I know I didn't race Supercross this year, which made everything a little bit weird, but we're going to bring it all back around. Like I said, racing the first outdoor race, potentially coming back in Supercross if they make it a lot better than what it is. And also, like I say, my team, a lot of it is really just for fun riding and having fun and getting on there and just riding on a track. You know, like I always said, my team was trying to be like halfway serious, halfway play for fun. So don't think you got to be like some wicked fast dude to get on the team, because that's not the case at all. Just getting on there, chilling, having some fun. That's all my team really is. So, and then, you know, if you want a pro race, then there's that side of it, and we get on there and get a little more serious every once in a while. And so it's a cool little combination of everything. But yeah, here's the compound, bro. Oh man. So what this is basically like, if I had all the money in the world in real life, what would be my perfect sort of like backyard style, or, you know, James Stewart house compound track? If I had all the money in the world, no restrictions, I could have any kind of motocross, supercross compound I wanted in real life. This would be it right here, to an absolute T, dog. To an absolute T, if you know what I'm saying, bro. This would be it, okay? I'd buy a huge plot of land in Hawaii. I would make this badass sand mixed, dirt, clay mixed, you know, big jump roller, big jump huck, big daddy fatty whip jumps, you know what I'm saying, all over the track. That would be the motocross track, like what I have right here. And then I'll show you the supercross track here in a second, but that's basically what this whole compound is. This is a true, if Spencer Turley had all the money in the world, this is what I would have as a real-life motocross compound right here. So that's what it is, dog. So whenever I say this is the most realistic rideable track I've ever made before, I mean it, bro. Like, I probably put more time into this track than I probably have any other track in the history of making tracks. And you'll see, like I said, the supercross part of this compound as well. But this is the first time I've ever made a supercross and motocross compound, like supercross and motocross track on the same track, you know what I'm saying? Like an actual compound in that sense. I've never really done that before. I've always done it separate, like motocross track separate from the supercross track. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about here. A lot of bigger jumps. There's a few bigger jumps here, but they're forgiving in the sense of a lot of them have quite long landings up to them. You can get plenty of speed to hit them. You got plenty of room. I honestly do believe you can hit every single jump on this track on a 250 or maybe even on a 125 too. I really think you can still hit everything on a 125. So it's very different from a lot of my other tracks where it's like you gotta be on a 450. I really don't think you gotta be on a 450 on this one, bro. I mean, you can come up short on any of these jumps through here and you're not gonna pop off at all. Because through all this sand section here, it's, you know, a lot more forgiving, more friction based. You can come up shorter and not instantly pop off. So this is the actual finish line right here. Dude, just the way the mixture of the decals and the sand and the everything in that whole first corner section. There's a lot going on there, by the way. Track link down below in the description and in the comments of this video. Okay, so here's how you actually get to the Supercross side of the compound. Just go through this little fenced-in area here. And this is technically the start of the Supercross track. So the main course of the track runs on the motocross track as typical on most compounds out there. But yeah, dude, just the way this Supercross track came together here, seriously one of the most rideable Supercross tracks I have ever made, ever before. Then it comes into a sand section right here. Got some tough blocks going around the track, you know, Spencer Turley Galaxy Vibe, Perp Skirp, tough blocks. But I didn't try to overdo it on the track, right? I still kind of got to have that, like, compoundy feel. You don't want to get too official with too many objects and stuff, right? You want to kind of keep it natural, like, you know, somebody's property, compound on their property, you know, kind of backyardy vibe a little bit, right? Try to keep all those elements going here as well. But, yeah, so the Supercross track right here basically has an inside rut on, like, 80% of the corners. So you got a cool little variation like that. When you come around this first corner area here, when you've ran a lap, you can either go up the inside like this, or you can rail that berm all the way around and then take it up the first berm up the other side. So multiple different things going on here. You can still hit this right here up the inside and then quad this versus the triple to the outside, bigger jump face split lane on that first corner section. You got 3 sand ruts through this corner. And right here, you can see on the far inside, it's a lot higher up. In the middle, it's a little bit lower. And on the far right, it's even a little bit lower than that. So therefore, if you come through here and you think, oh, I'm going to hit that inside rut and save a bunch of time, it really isn't the case necessarily, because it balances itself out. Like, the longer time you take to go around the outside rut, you make up because you're not hitting nowhere as big of a kickered out wall right here. Same way at the middle's kind of in between, you know, you're not spending so much time going around the outside, but you're not saving a bunch of time going up the inside. But when you get to the jump face right here, you're not hitting the smallest of the face of this, you know, kickered out wall, but you're also not hitting the biggest part of the wall. So there's all kinds of balance going on this whole entire compound here. I mean, that's really where the TLC and the time and the days that I put in on this track, you're really going to notice that balance to lines and stuff. Like going up the inside, you're not going to know what's really better to hit. I'm just telling you, like, got a little squirrely right here on that inside rut. It can be a little tricky being able to hit some of these and still snag that inside rut. And just letting some of you guys know, these inside ruts are a little rough. They are. But I had to make it that way, because if I didn't, then what would happen is you would just always hit the inside rut and nobody would ever go to the outside berm. So yeah, when you first hit a couple of these inside ruts through here, you're going to be like, damn, Spence, these puppies are a little rough. You know what I'm saying? You could have smoothed that out a little bit, right? I can kind of see where some people would think that, but you got to understand the balance of the lines here. Like, if I didn't have these ruts a little bit on the rough side, everybody would hit those, and you would just go on off of this table and never hit the outside berm. So the fact that they are so rough and they're not super big inside ruts kind of makes you think, like, what if I just rail that outside berm, and you can actually quad this whole entire on-off section when you go around the outside. You know, it really makes you kind of think, right? And hitting this inside rut right here, you got to be a hoss and a half to hit that inside rut and still huck this double right here. I mean, you got to be cooking. That's one of those where you got to be on a 450 to rail this inside rut and still hit that double, but you can do it. You definitely can do it. So it's interesting how, like I'm saying, this Supercross track is probably one of the most rideable tracks I've ever made, but there also are a few areas that are very skill gappy filling on it, right? That one, this inside rut right here, and still being able to hook that double all the way is one of them, okay? And another one is you can come around this first berm right here and hit this outside where it's raised up a little bit on the kind of outside of the split lane. Most people are just going to hit this and triple onto the table. But if you rail that son of a bitch absolutely perfectly, you can actually jump plumb over, you can quad plumb over that tabletop and land right here. And then you do a triple to right there and then jump all the way over quad that table at the end. So even though it is more of a standardy, more realistic kind of jump design, not like crazy big rhythms, you can still get it going if you really, start hauling ass in some of those areas. So either way, dude, yeah, man, got the Spencer Turley fucking mystery machine out here, you know what I'm saying, dog? Got the skybox that I first put in my Sunset Supercross track, which I got quite a few positive people hitting me up being like, dude, that's the best skybox I've ever seen in the game. Like, God, dog, that's a really sick skybox. So I was like, bro, my whole goal here was like, if you know some of my more old school style tracks, these are the same trees from those tracks. These are like that old school, tropical palm billboard trees, right? So I kind of wanted to bring a little bit of that old school Spencer Turley vibe as far as the trees go. And then the skybox, I was like, dude, I got to do this. I got to put this skybox in here. It's going to take this track to another level. And it really did. It really gives you that tropical sky feeling, right? When you got the palm trees and you got the pink, green, hot pink, orange coloration, dude, it just looks sick in the game. So as you can see, 4 sand ruts going through this corner right here. That was a really big goal for me on the motocross portion of it, was give you enough lines, but not make too big of a berm, not make too big of ruts on the inside. So what this created here was a really cool feeling of, you feel like you can go in and out of these ruts, but they're still big enough to grab you, right? It seems like a lot of times when you get on tracks in this game, they have a really hard time like making it to where a rut will be big enough to grab you, but it doesn't grab you so hard that you're like just 1000% forced into it. So when you get into these sand sections, you'll see what I'm talking about. You can start on the inside and just carry your speed and then go to the middle rut, midways through the berm. And then if you're still hauling ass and sliding out, you can go to the outside, rut part of that berm. There's a lot of cool ways you can hit some of these corners through here. And then it kind of, it's this full combination of red clay normal dirt vibe and then a sand vibe on about half the track. So half the track is a sand loam mix and then half the track is a normal dirt red clay type feel to it. And there are actually 4 different kinds of tractions on the track as well. 4 different kinds of actual dirt fillings, okay? So when you're on this normal dirt red clay vibe, it's going to feel completely different than when you're on the sand parts of the track, right? So really giving you that cool like James Stewart compound type vibe with the sand mixed with the red clay dirt. This is my kind of like perfect dirt paradise on a motocross track. Like I say, this is like that perfect track. If I could add all the money in the world and I could just make the most perfect track ever, this would be it right here. So when you are on these more normal dirt, more normal red clay dirt vibe areas, the ruts are a little bit bigger and a little more force you in one line type vibe because it is more like standard dirt, right? So you can kind of see it right through here. Little roller section coming through here, little roller rhythm section. You see the sunset over there. Really cool corner section right here. This is just one of those super cool, kind of feels like a, one of those old school RF, really amazing motocross tracks before they really started running the road, right? Like pre-made wise, you got some roughness coming into it, mid-rut, total inside rut right there. You got a far outside rut. Got to be careful hitting this all the way up the inside though, because like I say, going back to the balance of it all, don't think you can just come in here and jump up this inside and come out of here really quick, because you really can't, because there's such a G out right there by the way I designed this, and a little bit more of a rough spot right here. And it's actually harder to get lined up for this next corner if you do take the inside. So there's all kinds of balance going on. And if you don't take the very outside up here, you might come into this corner right here and be like, oh, well, why would I ever take the outside? I would just be losing time by doing that. But if you take the middle or the inside line, the way I built this inside rut on this next corner, you can't even hardly hit it unless you hit that far outside on the corner before. So then if you do that, then it opens up the door to be able to hit this inside rut, to be able to hit this. And if you hit that inside rut, your goal is just to land on top of this tabletop because you're not going to be able to make it all the way over. You have to hit the outside on that corner before to make it all the way over this table. Then you got a split lane section right here. Go up the inside, jump up on the table, or go around the outside and jump the table itself, which will jump you through right here. Just so cool how the palm trees and that skybox looks off in the distance. So then you come around this area. Outside berm rut's a little bit bigger than the middle rut, and the middle rut's a little bit bigger than the inside rut, right? So this is kind of where you can start going in between each of them and not feel so forced into one line. So then you got this cool little, you can throw some sick-ass freaking turn-up whips. This jump is perfect for that. It's literally a turn-up whip jump style jump, so you can kind of see the vibe here. It kind of jumps to the side. Then you jump down here and you land in the sand section. Then it goes full-blown sand. You can just hold that bitch fifth tap through here, dog. And then you kind of scrub off of this jump, land right here, right? Still fifth tapped. Cool little micro ruts going up the jump faces. They feel super natural. They don't feel like just that perfectly built, perfectly smoothed off jump face. 3 ruts going through this corner, 2 ruts up the inside, big berm on the outside. You got a roller section right here, and then it's like a roller through a corner section, jump off the waterfall, land right here. Big ass finish line, but it's really not that big because you can come up short and not pop off. It's probably like maybe 100 foot, maybe. But you can actually over jump a lot of these sand jumps on a 450 if you hit them wide open. So that's what I mean by how you're still going to be able to hit stuff on a 250 on this track if you really get on the gas. So then you got this cool switchback sand corner section right here. So yeah, man, this is it, bro. This is a compound. Put some work into this one right here. Really cool how I layered 3 or 4 different decals together on a lot of the track. Really gives you a lot of eye candy on the decal part of the track. It's just so cool because you can go over there, have some fun on the motocross track, and it's like, oh man, let me hop on the supercross track real quick, run a couple laps. And it's like, okay, come back over here and run a couple laps on the motocross track, right? Just really cool. So either way, I'm going to have this track up on my server for probably another week or 2. Like I said, go add me up on, or send me a DM on Instagram at Spencer Turley, no space, no capital, and I'll get you in the Discord and put you in team tryout role. And when we're on there actually riding on this at night, you'll see when we're on there and all that. So yeah, just letting you guys know, team vibes still going strong out here. I know it kind of went a little weird there when I didn't race Supercross, but it's all coming back around. And so that's technically what this is the team compound. But I just called it Spencer Turley Compound in game. So you got the cool water off to the side there. So yeah, either way, dude, we're going to rip them up all 2020. I told you, bro. I told you I wasn't playing around in 2020. Dog, I told you. Oh, man. Oh, man.